What's up guys, R13 here and let's get started. So today we are reviewing the high grade Gundam Seed Gundam Astray Gold Frame Premium Bandai. Oh, that is a mouthful. I have been looking forward to getting this unit for quite a long time, as I have mentioned in my unboxing. It actually reached a point that one of the blue frame that I got, I actually painted it gold, as you guys can see here. And I even scratch built a Galebulg rail bazooka. Really not the best, but once it looks close enough, I kinda stopped modifying it. But I'm not here to talk about the custom work that I did on my blue frame here. I'm here to talk about the gold frame itself, the original. So this Premium Bandai Gold Frame is actually released back in 2014 and is actually a revived version of the first Astray line, the high grade 1/144 scale. Now, since this is a Premium Bandai, it is actually hard to come by in limited quantities, and the price really varies. I've seen some that actually cost over 60 Canadian dollars or even more, and then on top of that there's the shipping as well. So that's why I actually kind of waited for a golden opportunity that finally arrived, and I am quite happy with the result. I even have the second form of the gold frame here, the Amatsu, but we're here to talk about the first form, the gold frame itself. There's so much to cover here and very little time. I really don't want this review to go as long as 20 minutes as compared to my other reviews here. Okay, so let's talk about the extra parts and certain items that comes along with the unit itself. The first one is the polycaps. You actually got plenty of gold injection polycaps here. Sky's the limit, or just throw this away. Remember to recycle. Then the next one is the stickers. As you guys can see, I actually did not use the stickers at all. Barely, actually. I only used the forehead and the eyes, that's it. I'm really not a huge fan of stickers. Kind of falls off over time. And then the other extra parts that you guys will get that you will definitely use, depends on how you want to post the unit, is the first set is a pair of open palm here, which is actually quite nice. Okay, it's actually really detailed, so you can actually do some panel lining to bring out its really nice details. Then the next set is actually the beam rifle here, which is actually quite nice. And then a pair of beam saber effect. Now for this one here, it's actually quite nice. It's actually not rounded, it's more like flat, like a sword style. And then you have your basic Gundam shield here, which is actually quite nice. This actually is about 4 pieces in total, that's including a polycap. Not your typical old shield from the Astray line. And then last but not the least, you have a piece for the arm here. So you'll in the storyline, a little bit of a spoiler, the gold frame actually lost its right arm after using the Galebulg rail bazooka. So all you have to do is just remove the arm here and that's it. So the other part is you don't actually require a trigger finger for this, because, and I'll show you guys momentarily here, that you can actually just install this easily. And here it is. And the best part is it works on left and right, and it actually fits perfectly, and it's actually quite it's really tight, and I'll show you guys after. There you go. and the handle actually rotates as well. Yep. And then if you want to change the arm, it shouldn't be that hard. Okay, it's a little bit hard here. Okay, come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Where's that piece? There you go. This is the second form of the gold frame. One of the battles against, and a little bit of a spoiler alert, against the red frame, the gold frame actually lost its head. That's why the third form of the gold frame have a really unique design. And then you can just switch the gale bulb to the left, and it's really not that bad. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is the details and the articulation of this unit here. It's actually quite nice. So first off, I'm gonna show you guys some of the seam lines here, which is actually not that bad at all. And if you do not paint this gold, you will notice the imperfection of the gold injection here. It's already noticeable with the light here, and also you get really nice details here, especially in the arm. And it actually got some decent, actually not decent, but good mobility as well, articulation for the, this is what the arms is, which is actually quite nice. Okay, now for the actual body itself, the backpack here, you can actually remove that piece. Of course, it's still attached, so you can actually do some modification if you want to. You can add your own unique custom backpack, and there's some mobility there as well. Now, as for the headpiece, it's actually 360, and it's actually really nice. Now, for the waist here, so you guys can see, really nice articulation, really good design as well. And let's just remove this piece here. Now there's actually a ball joint inside here that you can actually remove. Let's put that back, and as you can see, it's pretty good. Now for this one here, this is actually the side skirt. Now there's a little bit of an issue on the side skirt here. It kind of falls off once in a while if you don't actually place it properly. The parts here for the waist, there's actually two pieces here, as you guys can see, and it's a ball joint, so got really nice articulation. And now for the legs here, there's actually a slot for a basic action base, which is actually quite nice, and it's actually not a ball joint as well, which is actually very impressive. And as you guys can see, the details here is actually quite nice as well. Now, and certain parts here you can actually remove easily for painting. Just a heads up there. Just be extra careful as well. And there's still some space for some scribing as well, and detailing. Definitely a lot of detailing to bring out its full potential. Now for the legs here, you can actually bend it that far. The feet is actually quite nice. Pretty good design. I'm actually very impressed here. Okay, now let's put this back together again, and let's do a side-by-side comparison between the old and the new version. Okay, let's start off with a comparison by comparing the old shield and the new shield. Now for the old shield here, I ended up having to paint the parts here. There's actually 2 pieces for the old version. The new version actually got 3 pieces. You get the gold injection, you get the black plate, and the base. Now for the handle itself, that's what it looks like, the new version versus the old version. Now for the beam rifle itself, now it's almost the same. Now the difference is the new version, you can actually move the handle here. Yeah, but they're practically the same. Now for the kit itself, for the old version, you actually got seam lines that is actually noticeable, that you actually got to do some, what do you call that now? Seam line removal. As you guys can see, there's a seam line right in the middle of the knee guard here. There's even a seam line here. And then you actually get the seam line at the arms as well, which is the downside to it. Now, the other difference between the two is the details as well. Now, for this piece here where I'm pointing at, that's actually integrated into the front guard here. This the new one is actually, you can actually remove the piece in the new version. For the feet itself, now when you build the old version here, it's okay to mix and match. But for the new version as well, and as you guys can see, there's a ball joint there. It's specifically made for either left or right. And then on top of that, this is a double ball joint, so you actually get a lot more good articulation, which is, I'm really impressed. Also, the seam line is non-existent practically on the gold frame. The Bandai department actually engineered it. The only time that you will notice the seam line for the gold frame is if you didn't actually place it properly and up close and personal. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. This is actually the impressive part. Okay, look closely. Okay, so it's double joint, which is actually nice for a classic kit. But then for the new version, it's really nice, really. And you guys can see as well that the obvious details here. But still, very, very impressive. I am loving the revived version, definitely. Okay, now I do have plans for the blue frame here again, or possibly my red frame. I do have my first Astray frame here, the red frame, but it's actually seen better days. So aside from that, now let's move on to, is this unit worth getting? The gold frame itself, the hunt, is it actually worth it? In my opinion, yes, it is actually worth the hunt. I actually hunted this unit down for a couple of years. Yeah, I can definitely find it online at a much more expensive price, but then I'm a bargain hunter as well. So finding this in a really great price is well worth the wait. Also, some of the things that this Astray Gold Frame comes is the Galebold Rail Bazooka. That's the other piece, the broken peg piece, to emulate the, if you want to create a diorama. And then you got your open palms, you got your flat beam saver, you got your beam rifle, and the sky's the limit for detailing here as well. And you can do some basic scribing. So for seam line removal, it's really not that bad. It's well placed. There's one here that you can notice right now, but if you actually just push it in, it's not even there. Really good articulation. The only downside to this is the loose part here sometimes, but other than that, it's okay. So if I can actually get 10 likes, I'm actually gonna unbox, build, and review the third form, the Gundam Astray Gold Frame Amatsu, which is Rondo Gina Sahaku's practically complete form of the Astray before it was transferred to Rondomina Sahaku, Rondogina's sister. And that's a long story. Okay, that's all the time that I got, guys. I really appreciate for you guys watching this video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Thank you guys for all the help, all my but I'll talk about that later. This is R13. Have a good day, good night, afternoon, wherever you are. Damn it, coughing again. Have fun, relax, and enjoy that discount. I'll see you guys on the next video.